What's up, gang? Okay, this is GT35R installation. This is the T3 to T3 adapter I was talking about with the 38 millimeter wastegate adapter. Okay, this is kind of funny. I bought this exhaust manifold off eBay for $5 because one of the studs was broken short. Well, turns out that it actually works out better that way. This adapter I've got, there's a small problem. The wastegate hole is in the way of the threads. I had to drill these out to fit the bolts. So anyway, once you can kind of see right here, I tried to drill and dig that out as much as I can to put a nut on the other end. So I finally said screw it and cut the other bolt off and just welded it to the adapter. I put some clamps. Oh, make sure I don't kill my shins here. I put some clamps on the on here to clamp it down on both sides. Put the bolts in, gradually kind of tighten it up, make sure it was clamped down. Then I welded the threads to the adapter, and then was able to put bolts on these sides. So anyway, this is a $5 turbo exhaust manifold. If it doesn't work, I've still got the manifold that's on my car, but I think this is kind of my only option because I could not get a bolt in here to turn onto the threads. Hopefully my biggest obstacle, because man, I've been scratching my head as to how I'm going to get around that. So there's step one. I'm past that. Hey, I started taking this apart and I thought, well, maybe not everybody knows how to take all this crap off. Anyway, this is the old setup. There's the HY in there, and I'm kind of in the middle of this. So disconnected my I got to take one piece of my intercooler piping out. There's my methanol hose that went in there. First thing you got to do, basically you got to take out the top bolts, 14 millimeter, take out the or loosen the bottom ones, 12 millimeters underneath there, and pull the intake off. And I've got it set up so I don't have to disconnect my fuel rail. I just take the intake off and I rest it up here so I can get to everything down there. Oh yeah, just like that. Done. Hey, your best friend when pulling that head off is that right there. A swivel socket. So, because you got to go under the intake and loosen these up here. Anyway, we're getting there. Alright, I went ahead and took my distributor out also because I'm going to have to, I got to take this out that I do not use at all, a little thermal switch, because I'm going to have to run some coolant lines for my turbo. So anyway, getting there, pretty dirty. The old stuff right here. There's my water fitting one threaded right in there. That is a, let me see, what did I use? It's 3/8 inch hose bar, 1/4 inch male pipe thread threaded right in. Now this is, coolant is pushing out of here, so this is the hot coolant that wants to go through the radiator is going to have to enter the turbo because the suction is on the other end. It's going to go through there, which I had to get me one of these right here. I'll take that piece of hose off. That's for the side of the motor there. I'm going to run this. That's actually going to be the exit of the turbo, is going to return into this line, and this right here goes to the heater core. Bada boom, bada bing. So that's it so far. Okay, little modification here. This piece here, Chris stopped over by the house and very concerned that it was going to leak right there. And I think this piece is cast iron, and that's cast iron. And you're not supposed to be able to weld the cast iron to cast iron, but I don't know if you can or not, so I went ahead and did it anyway. If it cracks, then I'll know that you're not supposed to do that. Actually, I do know you're not supposed to do it, I guess, so. Anyway, got my turbo just about ready. Got the water line, the oil drain, the oil inlet, and my other water line. And got my 3-inch V-band on the exhaust, bolted to the exhaust housing there. So that's where I'm at so far. Got my water lines run there. So water lines are run. Oil drain is hooked up. The oil line, got that run. That was tricky. Inline oil filter for the turbo. Alright, I'm putting the intake back on. Now I'll tell you honestly, the hardest part of this whole operation was modifying my exhaust. My God. Alright, she's all back together. Fresh radiator fluid, fresh oil. What's cool is you can hear the turbo whining a little bit under idle. That's it now. All I got to do is drive it and probably retune it. Check for leaks. Later. Alright, I just went for a drive and I verified my external wastegate. I didn't know what size spring was in it, and it is a 9-pound spring, so I am so happy. But you guys got to check this out. When I shut the car off, listen to how long the turbo spins. Just don't let it idle. And when I shut it off, I'll put the camera right up to it. My turbo timer's on. Hold on. Can you hear it spinning? And it's done.